this could be the best way to transform your ball striking in 2024. You don't even have to look at the ball. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson. Welcome back to this YouTube channel. If you want to get good at golf and do just that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, throw a like on this video, and potentially share this video with all your friends that need help. I need help, Chris. I need a lot of help. A lot of us do. But today we're talking about ball striking with irons, and you can see I've got 3 golf balls set up here, and we've got a 150-yard shot. Now the key for me with ball striking is, where do I hit the ball in relation to the big ball, the earth? Ideally we want to hit ball then turf contact, so the low point is post impact. I see so many golfers who will stand up at this ball, they'll tee the ball pretty high because we're on a par 3, and we always get told, stand 50-50, have 50-50 weight distribution, because that's how you would stand. If you stood at a bar, 50-50, if you stood in the supermarket queue, 50-50, if you stood at the bus stop, 50-50. Unless you, chippy. And chip is 60-40 because you're leaning on the counter. But we don't really want to do that, because if I stand 50-50 here, and this is something that we get taught from juniors, and I still see it today. I see junior sessions going on, not here at Woolly Park Golf Club, because John absolutely smashes the junior sessions here, but I see these red and, I don't know, these little feet they put on the ground, and like, oh, stand 50-50, and then from there you're going to be fine. And it's the total wrong way to teach a junior and to teach anybody, because if we stand 50-50, and I then have nothing to push off of, I'm not going to have a really good weight transfer or weight distribution, so my footwork will look like this. And that one's gone. Has it gone okay, Chris? Where's it gone, that?
It's gone straight at it, but...
Straight at it, but 60 yards short. So not the shot we want to be playing. And if Chris comes in here, you can see the ball was teed up nicely. We've not interrupted any of this luscious turf here at Woolly Park Golf Club today. But that's not what we want to do. We want to interrupt the turf. We want to have to put the divot back, have to fill it in with the sand that's coming, because we want to strike the ball properly. We want to commit down into that ball and compress the ball into the turf. The other option that you would see, and I'm not going to do you a proper demo on this because I don't want to take a divot for the sake of taking a divot's sake, but generally you'll see people who, when they come back into the top of the backswing, the weight goes this way. So the weight goes to the left side, they're looking straight at the golf ball, incorrect, and from there they start to move backwards and the divot will start here, and that's known as a duff, isn't it, Chris?
A Damien.
Chris knows all about duffs, don't you, Chris?
I do, correct.
But what we want to actually do here is start to think, right, I'm going to start with 60% of my weight on my lead foot. So for a right-handed golfer, that's your left foot. It's basically the foot that's closest to the target. Left-handed would be the opposite. But if I start with 60% here, I'm in the starting blocks then. Imagine Usain Bolt, I know, probably quite a different imagination, but in the blocks ready for the 100-meter sprint. As soon as the gun goes, we take the club away, I can move out of those blocks into the right side. So I'm now loaded up to the top of the backswing, and I've got more weight, probably 70% in the trail foot, the right foot. From here, I'm again loaded up to push off of that, move into the left side, rotate those hips, and hit down on that golf ball. If I hit slightly down on that golf ball with this 8-iron, you'll see that generally my hands are in front of the club head. So dynamically, that takes loft off that club. So if that club was, for example, 32 degrees of loft statically here, is that right for an 8-iron? It's about right, isn't it? 32 degrees, I think so. It's a long time since we did anything like that. But dynamically now, that club's more like 25. So I'm really hitting an 8-iron net 7-iron. So the club's going to go a lot further just because I've got my handle forward. And if I get that weight distribution right, I'm looking the left-hand side of the ball. I'm looking the target side, because that's where I'm making contact with the ground. So essentially, that is the kind of strike that I want. That's all over it as well. Go on then. Oh, look at that. Nice greening reg in the morning. You can see turf-wise, that is pretty much the perfect divot I want. The tee was here, so I've hit golf ball, then turf. The divot's going ever so slightly to the left of my target, because essentially what we're doing here is moving the club on an arc around the body. I don't want a straight divot. I want a divot pointing just to the left, and I've ticked off everything I want to do there. I've made sure I'm starting with my weight left. I've made sure I'm loading up to the top of the backswing. And the key is in the consistency. If you can do this consistently, you should strike your irons a lot better, hit more greens, and generally get good at golf. Oh, it's delightful, Chris. Consistency. You can't tell a difference in those two divots. You can't. Now I'll repair them.